All human life on this earth begins with the woman. And the quality of life she has with a man will depend on how well she does her due diligence by making sure that all necessary questions about him have been answered. These necessary questions should be answered before you place yourself in a position to become pregnant by a man. When you spend no less than 2 years getting to know a man, all necessary questions about him should be answered. Spending as much time as possible getting to know him will put you in a better position to be able to determine what kind of man he is and whether or not you are compatible with him. The quality of your life and the quality of your future offspring's life depends on your ability to be able to assess if a man will be a good man for you. And a good father to any children that you have with him. If you do put yourself in a position to get pregnant by a man, is he ready to be a father? These are questions. This is a question that you want to know the answer to. Is he ready to be a father? Is he ready to stretch himself further than what he already is in his life? Is he financially capable of providing for a child or children? These questions and so many more questions need answers next to them before you place yourself in a position to become pregnant by a man. Condoms slip off, and no form of birth control provides 100% protection against unplanned pregnancies. Your future offspring deserve a good father. They deserve a father who can provide for them financially. They deserve a father who is actively involved in their lives. Whether or not you end up with a good man and your children have a good father is going to depend on you doing your due diligence and making sure that all necessary questions have answers next to them before placing yourself in a position to get pregnant by that man. There are so many children in this world that do not have fathers. There are so many children in this world, they don't have fathers that are providing for them. They don't have fathers that are actively involved in their lives. If you take the time to get to know a man before going on any dates with him, and especially before putting yourself in a position to get pregnant by him, you will know the answers to necessary questions. You shouldn't be in a rush to sleep with a man, to give a man that you barely know access to your womb. You should do your due diligence before putting yourself in a position to get pregnant by a man. You should thoroughly know this man before going on any dates with him. Who is he? And is it safe to be on a date with him? There are so many women who get kidnapped and put on the back of shipping containers to be shipped off to another country to be used as a sex slave because they don't take the time to get to know the person that they are going on a date with. It doesn't take much to drug you and render you helpless and get you pregnant or kidnap you and ship you off to another country. The sex trafficking industry went from being a multi-million-dollar industry to being a multi-billion-dollar industry. Why? Because women are naive and gullible. A man will date you for 6 to 9 months, wine and dine you, take you to the finest restaurants on this earth, take you on shopping sprees, all to gain your trust so that they can kidnap you and turn you into a sex slave. The sex trafficking industry is a $32 billion a year industry. They are kidnapping adults and children. Stop placing yourself in unsafe situations with men. You don't know this man, and because you do not know him, you should not be on any dates with him. And if you can, do a background check on him to find out if he is who he says he is before going on any dates with him. A person is a stranger. If you have not known this person for 2 years or more, he is a stranger. He's a stranger. You don't know him. And the necessary questions about him have not been answered. There are a lot of questions, over 100 questions that need answers next to them before you place yourself in a position to jeopardize your safety or jeopardize your life. People are out here placing air tags on people's vehicles so that they can track where you live. When I speak about getting to know a man better before going on any dates with him, it is to protect your safety and to protect your life. You have to do your due diligence to find out who this man is. Is he going to be a good man to you? Is he going to be a good father to the children that you might have with him? The only way to find this out is to do your due diligence and to get to know this man. You don't know him. And there are hundreds of questions that need answers next to them before you place yourself in a position to go out on a date with him, and especially before you put yourself in a position to become pregnant by him. Stop going out on dates with men that you do not know. Get the answers to necessary questions and ask these questions. You have FaceTime. You have Zoom, you have Google Meet. There are a lot of ways to communicate with a person and get to know a person without you jeopardizing your safety and jeopardizing your life. I have seen so many stories on the internet where people are placing paper towels on vehicles that are laced with drugs. And these drugs are so powerful, if you touch the paper towel with the tip of your finger, just the tip of your finger, it will send your vitals out of control and you will need to go to the hospital. If someone can do this to you and they're nowhere near you, imagine what someone who is near you can do to you. One of my girlfriends was telling me that one of her girlfriends told her that her daughter was raped on a date by a man that she had been getting to know on social media for about 3 months. She has a 3-month rule where she does not go out on any dates with a man until she has communicated with him for at least 3 months. This man took her on a lunch date and then told her that he wanted to go to a bakery to get his favorite dessert. So she got in his car, went with him. They never went to the bakery. He drugged her, took her to an isolated place, raped her. The whole time she was partially conscious through it all. And he took her back to her vehicle, laid the passenger seat down, put her in the passenger seat, rolled the windows to her car down, and left her there. She did not report the rape because she felt so ashamed and humiliated. She didn't want to report it. She didn't want to go through the process of a rape kit because of how invasive and intrusive it is. A rape is a traumatic experience. And then to have to go through the process of a rape kit only makes it even more difficult. So a lot of date rapes don't get reported. 34% of the rapes in the United States happen on a date. That $40 meal or any little money that he's giving you or any money that he gives you is not worth your safety. It's not worth your life. It's not worth you putting yourself in a life-threatening or unsafe situation. Dating in an organized manner saves you time, saves you effort, saves your energy. It allows you to keep a busy life and get to know multiple men, because that's what dating is about. You are looking to know who this person is to decide if he is going to be a good man. And if you have a good man for you, if you're going to be compatible with him, is he going to be a good man to your children? It is so important that you do your due diligence. Due diligence is very important to do this. Dating is not about going on dates, eating food, and doing other activities. It's about getting to know a person. Most women are busy. They're going to school to get a better education. They're working. They don't have time to just be sitting here getting dressed up, doing makeup, doing all these things to go on a date. And you shouldn't even be on a date with someone that you don't know. You should be on the phone. I would say spend no more than an hour speaking to him each day to get to know him, because you have other things to do. Due diligence is what you do prior to going on any dates with a man, and especially before putting yourself in a position to become pregnant by a man. To determine if he will be a good man. When you do your due diligence, you are less likely to end up with a man that you are not compatible with, because all necessary questions will be answered before you go on a date with him. And I could think of 52 questions to ask a man before going on a date with him. That's another video for another time. But I need these necessary questions to have answers to them, because I'm not going to align myself with someone that I am not compatible with someone who I don't know their personality and character traits. It takes time to get to know a person, to get to know how they manage their anger, who they are. There are so many people that get in relationships with people that end up killing them, or getting someone else to kill them, because they haven't taken the time to get to know that person. Here are just a few questions of many questions that you should ask. Why did you decide to ask me out? Are you looking for a serious relationship or something casual? What business are you in? Or what do you do for a living? What is your favorite pastime? How does he manage his anger? If you want a good man for yourself and a good father for your future offspring, if you do plan on having children, you have to be strategic. Do your due diligence with every man that you are interested in. Make sure that all necessary questions about him have answers next to them. Don't wing it. When you wing it, you increase your chances of ending up with someone you are not compatible with. Taking time to get to know a person is important. It's important because you will be able to determine who this man is, to decide if he is going to be a good man to you. Due diligence. Keep that at the forefront of your mind with every man that you give your phone number to, or you take his phone number. I got out of the habit of giving out my phone number a long time ago. I will take their number. If I'm interested, I will take your number. I tell them I don't give my phone number out, but I don't mind taking your phone number. And I do my due diligence. I need to know if it's safe for me to be out on a date with you. You could have people after you. You could have crazy exes that feel like if they can't have you, no one can have you. You could have a wife spying on you. You could be married. There's so much that you need to get to know about a person before being seen out and about with them. And like I said, if you haven't known a person for 2 years or longer, they are a stranger. It takes time to get to know a person, and you're probably getting to know other men. When I was dating, I was getting to know 20 other men, including my husband. And I never spent more than an hour on the phone with any of them. I had a system. I set my schedule up and I organized my schedule in my life such that I could speak with at least 4 of those men for 1 hour a day. I didn't have time to be on the phone for more than an hour with any of them. I was going to school. I was working. I have other things to do with my life. And I don't recommend when you're dating to be on the phone with any person for longer than an hour. You've got a life to get back to. You've got your hair, your nails, your workout routine, taking care of yourself. You got to work. You got to go to school. You have things to do. So I don't recommend being on the phone with any man for more than an hour when you are dating. Set your schedule up. Get organized. I created a video that's about 30 minutes long that is about how to date in an organized manner. The system that you follow to be organized and to be able to get to know multiple men without going on any dates with them. No dates. I'm just getting to know you. I'm not about to be doing my hair, my makeup, getting dressed, doing all of that, going out. No, I have an hour to speak with you every day. That's the schedule that I was on. And I had a calendar, I had a dating contact list, I had everything organized. And I talk about that in my video titled How to Date in an Organized Manner. I had a whole system that I followed. And I ended up with a very good man who chose to share his entire life with me and everything that he had. All his assets, everything he chose to share with me. He liked that I was dating in an organized manner. He liked that I was taking the time to get to know the man that he was. That was part of the reason why he married me. Because the other women didn't have an organized dating system. They were just all over the place. When you are organized, it allows you to maximize your time and get to know as many men as possible to determine if he will be a good man for you. You're getting to know him. And if a man is serious about being with you, he will appreciate that. He will appreciate that you are taking the time to get to know him. I didn't need to worry about whether or not I was going to lose a man because I know that if a man truly wants to be with you and he is serious about being with you, he will wait. All the men on my dating list that weren't chosen asked me to put them on my waiting list. After I spent 2 years getting to know them and I told them, hey, I'm not going to be calling you anymore or communicating with you anymore because I am engaged. And they were like, wow, he's a really lucky man. If things change with that situation, please call me. I don't mind being on your waiting list. I don't mind being on your backup list. They loved that I was getting to know them because all of these men were successful men who had houses, cars, and so much going for themselves, highly educated, and all that they were missing was someone to share their life with. That's all that they wanted, but they wanted that person to be someone who actually cared about them and took the time to get to know them and not made them feel like they were being used for dinner dates or shopping sprees or money. You will get all of that when you do your due diligence. When you get to know a man, he will share everything with you. He will share everything he has with you. Just be patient and follow the process. All of that will come. You don't have to be in a rush to get dinner dates, to get money from a man. Because when you align yourself with the right man, the dinner dates will be endless. The nice trips will be endless. He will do everything for you because he chose you. My husband took me out on, once we started going out on dates after I took the time to get to know him, he took me all kinds of nice restaurants, wined and dined me, shopping sprees, put my name on the deed. Like, everything will come to you when you align yourself with the right man. But you have got to take the time to get to know who that man is. Rushing to go on dates doesn't get you much. It's not going to get you far. All the good things that come with being with a good man will come your way if you date in an organized manner. All the dinner dates, all the shopping sprees, all that he has, he wants to share with you. But you have got to take the time to get to know this man. And if he is serious, he doesn't mind you doing that. He will go with how you operate. He will follow your protocol. Trust the process. It is a process. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section of this video.